we have a tendency to take our thoughts too seriously. What do I mean by that? Well, if we think of what our brain's doing, it's a sense-making machine. Right? So we're having experiences. Me, I'm here in the Walmart aisle looking for chopsticks. They're hard to find. My kids are doing a hot pot night to night, so trying to find a needle in a haystack, a chopstick in a Walmart, right? So our brains are trying to make sense of whatever our experience is without really knowing everything that's going on. And so it draws on our experience, our background, our values, all these things to fill in the gaps to make a story. And then it's like our brain has a presentation mode. It presents to us what it thinks is going on in the form of our thoughts. Right? So our thoughts are actually an output from our brain's processing. I'm going like this. Right? It doesn't mean crazy, this means processing. And when we think of them that way, our thoughts aren't there for us to accept and be like, okay, our thoughts are presented to us as a draft to reflect on and go, oh, is this what's happening? Or is there something better, right? It's an attempt to make sense of what's going on. That's what our thoughts are. So our opportunity is to understand that. And if we can think of a better thought, we have the freedom to do that. This is super important when it comes to managing our stress and anxiety, because a lot of our stress and anxiety comes when we have thoughts that create it. Right? But again, those thoughts are just our brain presenting to us a draft of what it thinks is going on around us. But we have the power to update that draft, to fix it, to improve it in whatever way we choose to. Right? The reason this is important too is our brain tends to default to worst case scenarios in its first attempts. And worst case scenarios are really true. They're really fed by our anxieties and our stresses. So when we improve our thoughts and come up with a better draft, they tend to be more accurate because they're not fed by that worst case scenario type of bias. So just remember that our thoughts are our brain's attempt to make sense of what's going on around us. We don't have to take them so seriously just because they're our thoughts. And we have the freedom, in fact we should, be examining our thoughts and upgrading them as often as we can, as often as it serves us to do so, which is actually quite often if you think about your thoughts during the day. So that's my encouragement to you. Remember, your thoughts are your brain's attempt at presenting information to you, and it's up to you to decide what to do with it. So make it better.